Welcome back, everybody. We're now going into session 3 of our streaming for the day. This will be the last session, so we continue as play continues. I'll hand you over to your commentating team.
Well, pretty panicked ever since, actually.
Well, it hasn't showed in your games, considering you have won both matches.
Yeah, it was a really tough one with Mervat today. It was 7-5, 7-6, and she did play very well. She ran a lot of really long hoops, and I just had to trust myself and try and hit things rather hard.
Sometimes that's all you've got to do.
Yeah, and it's quite fun if you make contact with those ones properly.
Oh, yes. And they always seem to look a bit shocked that you've managed to do that too sometimes.
Yeah, I got down 6-3, so I had to hit shot after shot.
Ooh, yeah.
Apologies for that. I'm just trying to load people's comments. Do you reckon we're session 2 by now?
We were on session 2. I think they were maybe considering changing to session 3.
Okay, here we go. I've got session 2. Just want to be able to see it. So if you've got any comments or questions, do shout them out, and hopefully I'll be able to see them somewhere.
Click on the comments.
Handy, right. Okay, we're not really ready to kick off yet. Soha's here and available. Noha won the first game, I believe.
Yeah. And our boss lady has come to check on everything.
Yep, back online.
We're in 3.
Oh,
Okay.
We're in session 3 apparently. Fantastic. Just read the note from Alison. She's doing a really good job.
It was Carolyn Key's dress designer.
Okay.
If you look at the picture I sent you, it did have half of the website on it. While Jessica's over here playing, she's having a look at dress shops for her school ball, which is apparently in September.
That's a pretty good idea, actually. There'll be a lovely range of stuff available here.
Yes. Apparently there was one in Singapore when they were there that she didn't try on, that she is now regretting she didn't try on. But we passed a lovely shop on the way here with a whole lot of dresses that look really nice and fancy. So I think they're going to have a look into the website and see whether it is actually her style or not, and then maybe try and sneak in a visit there.
Excellent. I think she'll look very smart in the ball dress as well.
Oh yes. She's certainly got enough hair to pull off a really nice hairstyle as well, so.
So it's just done for the day then?
She's playing in the plate. No, she's playing right now. Looks like. Looks like she just ran a hoop.
We're back up and running here anyway. Noha's returned, Soha starting off. So Noha's game up. Soha playing the yellow up. Is it going to reach? It's a decent ball. It's going to be a bit of an angled hoop though, isn't it?
Yeah, I'd say so, looking from here, but sometimes it's hard to tell.
Absolutely, that's a good point. It is hard to tell. It is always worth walking up to have a proper look, because you just kick yourself if you make an assumption and then walk up and either find it was runnable and you've left it, or not runnable and you've shot at it.
Yeah, exactly. Because half the time you go, oh no, that's not runnable, and you look and you're like, that's a really good shot.
Yeah, you're like, cheers. What have I done?
Yeah. Exactly.
I was wondering there, I couldn't quite tell from Noha's stance if that warranted a shot. I didn't think it really did.
No, from listening to Chris earlier, he said most of the time the Egyptians will put the first ball in as positional play and then Croquet with the second one, or hit the ball with the second one. So I'm guessing that's probably what will happen. It's what I tend to do, is trust myself to hit most of the time.
I tend to be a bit of a two shots person from distance, because I feel like if I can clear that, then my next shot's going to be much shorter. So the next time I can take position.
Fair enough. especially when you're going over that way as well, because as far as you can go is the boundary, so...
Yeah, you're not going to go too far past it, but yeah, it's
Yeah.
just a matter of taste, and yeah, that blue didn't really warrant, the yellow didn't really warrant it. You'll notice blue's gone south, so it can't be cleared to anywhere. But Soha thinks this one's on. Looks, what, 40 degrees maybe?
Maybe, yes. Ooh, looks like she's
Lovely.
gone into the jaws.
Thing is, I think black can jump this. We'll find out.
We'll find out, but to me, yes, black can jump that ball. If I was playing against you, I would go, yep, black can jump that ball.
Well, you've got to give yourself a chance. I mean, on these odd numbered hoops, even if you put it through, it's no loss, because
Yeah.
if it gets to run it, it's going to go most of the way up to hoop 2.
Exactly.
I think that was probably one of the things that Mervat was a wee bit weak at in my game. She was a very strong player overall, ran her hoops really well.
Yeah.
Running a hoop from the jaws, she'd always come up about 6 yards short of the next hoop.
Yeah.
And you've almost got to risk overrunning it. You just want to be down there taking control of that hoop.
Yeah, because even sometimes if you end up to the side of it, it's actually really good position, because if they somehow manage to get into the jaws, which does happen, as I did in my game against Perry, then you've got a ball there that can hit them out.
Yeah, you've got a ball that's in control,
Yeah.
and also you're clearing them heading south normally, or heading away towards a longer boundary.
Exactly.
Yep, Soha thinks she can jump it as well. It's a beautiful
Ooh.
clearance.
That was a lovely shot.
So, Alex, Debbie and Rachel have just started game 2, is it?
Nope, 3. They look like they're one apiece.
Game 3, they won all. So Debbie won game 2. We just saw Rachel have a go at hoop 1, which I thought had gone through, but they're still competing for hoop 1. So game all in very early stages. I'll try and keep you up with the scores of that one. Yep, Noha had absolutely no choice. There have been a few people I've seen here, but generally not at this level, who from, for example, south of hoop 1, somehow think they can dislodge a ball that's in the jaws of the hoop.
For me, it depends on how far in the hoop they are and what my angle is.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you do have a chance, but you do have
Yeah.
to be quite realistic, and the Egyptians are quite good at just surrendering and going halfway.
And knowing when to fight another battle, yeah.
Yeah. So quite a competitive match of, first hoop of Rachel v Debbie in the decider. Debbie seems to be in front of hoop 1 and Rachel looking to clear it, although I'm not sure if she can see the whole ball.
It's hard to tell from all the way over here, unfortunately.
Yeah, she just seemed to be having a look at it as if maybe she was considering something else. Yeah. So
Yeah. Who knows whether she could see half a ball or whether the hoop was in the road.
yeah, she hit a lot of the hoop
Yeah.
and missed the ball. But yeah, blue's still going to have a chance to clear, and it's a snuggle. I'm not sure how successful that was.
I don't think very.
Meanwhile, on this lawn, I haven't seen much of Soha's match because I've been pretty busy doing other things. But what I have felt is that she's not hitting the ball as hard as I've noticed in the last World Championship, which she won, and she's got some sort of support on her wrist.
Okay, I
But-
hadn't even noticed that.
She might still just be playing within herself though, because she's playing pretty well.
Sometimes injuries just change how you play rather than, or how hard you hit rather than how you play.
Yeah, they don't make you any worse as a player. Right, I've got a request for an update on Manal Koda versus Virginia Arnie. I can only see one yellow clip, which is Manal's one. So she's game up. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I would say it's 5-all in the second game. So Jenny's just going to double check that score for us, as some of the clips are a little bit hard to see.
No, I'm confident you're right. It's 5-all.
5-all in the second game. So what do you do here, Jenny? Do you go for the hoop or do you go for the ball?
You should probably go for the ball, but when you're behind, sometimes it's just nice to assert a bit of authority. You should probably go for the ball.
And if you get lucky, you might hit both balls.
Yeah, I mean, there's lots of ways that you can get lucky here. You can rush red to somewhere that's wide from black. This is going to be really quite unfortunate because black will get smashed now.
Yep, with a lovely stop shot.
I'm not sure the angle of yellow. We're sitting in corner 1. We're in corner 1? We're not in corner 1. We're in corner 3.
2?
3.
Ugh. I always get confused.
So do I, obviously. And they're competing for hoop 2. So Soha has gone for a power clearance here. Again, I think she's got a couple of quite angled hoops to take on, and I think that red's a wee bit in her backswing.
But in saying that, as we saw in the last hoop, she's quite good enough to just stick her ball in the jaws, and unfortunately blue and black aren't really in any position to do anything about it.
Yeah. Getting a ball in the jaws is really powerful. I know it's looked down upon as hoop crawling sometimes, but it is a very powerful way to play.
Well, the first Women's World I played in, I was playing a lovely Egyptian lady, and she kept on hitting away my really, really good ball. So I won a game by hoop crawling every single hoop. What else could I do?
So a bit unfortunate here. Noha's just nudged Soha in front of the hoop. Black was in the way of the feet a bit, but she's coped nicely. 2-0.
2-0. Well, Soha's going to want to get a nice lead so that she can win this game.
Yeah, level it up, force the decider.
Exactly.
Now, in Debbie's game, they are just coming down here, but in Debbie versus Rachel G, Debbie has won the first hoop and has just cleared Rachel quite some distance. Debbie's 2 balls are very close together, but I think they're just both in front of hoop 2.
Yeah, I don't think they're blocking each other. But in saying that, something like that gives you a really nice double.
Absolutely.
You just aim for the centre and hit something.
And if you're a bit offline, you might actually have the hoop in play as well.
That's true too.
Virginia versus Manal, they are desperately conspiring to make life difficult for us because they haven't put the second clip on hoop 11.
No, they have not.
Now that could well mean that Manal's taken the lead because she's possibly put a clip on the peg and maybe shorter clips.
Yes, but it could also be the other way round as well, so...
Yeah.
While we've been talking about that game, Noha has just made a very lovely clearance shot. Was it Noha or Soha?
It was Soha actually.
It was Soha who's done a lovely clearance shot.
Which is handy because Soha's red looks runnable to me.
Black looks runnable.
So yeah, Alex, hoop crawling is a gratuitously negative connotation for playing your ball into the jaws of a hoop. It's actually a really powerful way to play, but it's also really frustrating when your opponent does it.
It is. That's why normally you make sure your ball is somewhere in jumping position in case that happens. And Soha's calling for a ref to bang down the hoop.
Yeah, I mean, if this hoop's floppy, it's easy to get much easier to get a rejection from the hoop, and also the ball's less likely to go down as far.
Yep.
I think she's going to hit this hard.
I think she's going to hit this hard. She's going to want to get near the other hoop. Oh, looks like she's changed her mind.
Yeah, lost control of that red a bit, but protecting her control at hoop 3.
Exactly. In Debbie and Rachel's game, it looks like Debbie scored hoop 2 as well.
I don't know how they've got to this position, because we've got Rachel on the boundary clearing Debbie's 2 balls that are in front of the hoop. Black's in front as well.
Fair enough.
Looks to me like Soha could live to regret not taking on hoop 3. She may not get another shot at it.
Yeah, from where the angle red and black are, you don't really have a, you can't clear black far enough.
Well, Alex, I've never heard of a Debbie Downer. But I do recommend you don't use that term around Debbie lines. So Rachel G's on the scoreboard now. She had a big clearance of Debbie at hoop 3, and has run the hoop herself down onto the south boundary. 2-1 to Debbie.
Yep.
Meanwhile, Virginia, we still don't have a clip on hoop 11, but it's 6-5 to someone.
It's
Virginia
yep. 6-5 to someone. And yeah, if you hear us stop talking, it's most likely due to the fact that Soha and Noha are currently at hoop 3, which we're sitting in front of, and we don't want to interfere with their shots that they are playing.
What do you think of that shot, Ashley? I mean, blue and black were hampering each other pretty badly.
Like, truthfully, I probably would have done the same. But in saying that, Soha probably has a bit better knowledge about whether Noha could still run that hoop, even though blue was hampering it.
Well, that's a lovely, powerful clearance.
That was a lovely clearance.
Yeah, I just sort of looked up before Soha played her shot, and I just thought black's not going to get very far. I'm not sure if it can actually run the hoop. Just quite fancy just rolling red and putting it in the mix between blue and black and the hoop if she could.
Yeah, me personally, I think it would depend on how well I know my opposition I'm playing.
Yeah. These ladies do play each other a lot.
Yes. So if it was someone like my mum and probably even you, I probably wouldn't guarantee that you wouldn't go and run that hoop even though you were hampered.
You keep thinking that, kid.
But in other stages, yeah, maybe I might just shove my ball in just to make life more complicated and difficult for everyone.
Yeah, and early in a game you often do that just to see what your opponent's going to do.
Oh, that was very unlucky.
Yeah, she'll be regretting that shot. She's at the outside wire.
Yeah. And saying that, someone like my granddad would probably do what you would do, go and put a block in between blue and the hoop or black and the hoop.
Trouble is rolling blocks, and if you don't get them, sometimes it's ugly.
That's true.
Well, Virginia's about to run hoop 12. And they don't know the score either. 12 points have been scored in their game.
Yep.
There's only one clip on hoop 11.
Yep, exactly. And it looks like they're counting up all the clips.
What, to Virginia? To Virginia?
To Virginia.
Wow.
Was it their third game? I thought it was only their second. I thought it was only their second game because there's only one clip on the peg.
No.
It's their third?
So,
Okay, the
yeah.
umpire
Wow.
said that that's the third for
Third
Virginia
against
and,
French.
and all.
Mohammed is not the umpire.
Yeah.
I think he's the Egyptian team manager, aren't you?
Mohammed?
No?
I was like, I'm sure if he still...
I'm just come to see Ash.
You're very welcome here. So yeah, this is no, this is an absolute problem now.
Yep.
We have a referee on, and they're busy counting.
To see what's happened. Yep. Anyway, while we've been busy looking at that game, Soha has just ran the hoop.
Soha has indeed run hoop 3, taking a 3-0 lead.
Yep.
This is remarkable and quite unfortunate.
It is. That's partly why you need to make sure you've got enough pegs if you're keeping your own score. Because I certainly half the time can't remember who scored the last hoop.
Yeah, we got to 6-all in my second game, and I'd used one of my clips to put on the peg to indicate I was game up.
Yeah.
And Lou Smith very kindly went and found me another clip so that we could have
Nice.
6 clips each on the hoops, and I'm now very pleased with it.
That you did, yes. Yeah.
We'll update you when someone decides what's happened.
The Aga. Manal is arguing. It's 6-all. But
So yeah, really the issue is we're not sure if that clip was put on at hoop 6 or at hoop 11. That's just unfortunate. We'll get that sorted anyway.
Yeah,
Oh, that's a lovely positional shot from Noha.
that is a very lovely shot.
So this has probably got to be a power clearance on blue. Mind your ankles.
Yes, because if not, blue can take away red and still stay in hoop running position, giving Noha complete control.
That's a block. That's really interesting because in the past I really did feel that Soha would absolutely smash that, and she'd need to move her ball forward about a yard to get away from the fence to do that.
Yeah. See, me personally, I would have been going for that blue ball because I know that they are very good at stop shots, and therefore Noha will have complete control of that hoop.
I don't think this is a stop shot actually. I think this is going to be a half ball clearance towards corner 3, towards us.
Okay.
But we'll see. 2 completely valid choices. Oh, she got a bit of distance. Fancied her
little
getting a bit higher up here.
Yeah, but you wouldn't want to put too high, because if you did, you'd give her a lovely double.
Yeah. Yep, and we go back to Tony Stevens' advice, shut the gate.
Oh, yes.
But even this, yeah, it's not really a double, because I think there's probably about a foot between black and the hoop, so you do have to pick a ball or pick a target.
Yes, where she is at the moment, yes. But if she had been a bit further up this way...
So we seem to have resolved the situation on lawn 5. So it was Mohammed Mahmood who was with us just before, and I think he was watching the whole match, so possibly helped clear that up. So it does appear that Virginia Arnie has won the match. Yep, our ref's nodding. Our ref's going to have a stiff drink after having to sort that one out. Good on you, Francis. I have no idea how many hours, volunteer hours, Francis does at this club and at other clubs as a referee. She's fabulous. And it's 2-2, Debbie versus Rachel. So Debbie's won the first 2 hoops and Rachel's won 3 and 4. And I do think that Debbie's in control here at hoop 5 now.
I don't know, with that body language, I think Debbie missed the block.
Yep. Sorry, yes, I meant to say I think Rachel's in control.
And Noha's looking like she's going to run hoop 4.
And I'll be back in 30 seconds.
Yep, Noha's won hoop 4, so it's 3-1. Okay, so Jenny's just gone to talk to Virginia to find out what happened. And while that's happening, they're playing towards hoop 5. With Soha looking like she had a nice hoop position for the yellow ball, and is putting the red ball in as well. Yeah. Okay, it looks like Jenny has found out all the goss about that.
Actually, I was just congratulating Virginia as the first Australian into the quarterfinals.
Nice.
Really, really big achievement for her. Virginia doesn't have a lot of power clearing, but goodness, she can take position.
Oh yes, she definitely can. And while you were gone, Alex was asking, you played the winner of Debbie and Rachel?
Yes, I do.
Yep, so there we go. Which will be a very good game.
Yep. And Rachel seems to have clawed back and won the next 3 hoops, so she leads 3-2.
And she's just made a lovely roquet. It looks like Noha here is going to try and hit.
What is she going to try and hit?
Probably yellow, I think.
I'm not sure yellow's in hoop running position.
It's hard to tell, but I think it is.
Okay, so if yellow's in hoop running position, obviously clear that, otherwise have red.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a go at the hoop. Oh, wow.
Like, I don't know if she was aiming for the hoop, but she's smack bang in the jaws, so...
Yeah, it's hard to tell if it was a shot at yellow, because you're right, you can tell now from the angle that yellow was running.
Yeah.
Or if it was a go at the hoop.
Either way, she's probably in the best position.
Yep.
That, you know, booby prize almost.
The Egyptians are pretty decent at jump shots, and this should be well in Soha's range. I don't think is red in the way of her feet.
Looking at this, it doesn't look like it, no.
This is definitely in Soha's range, but the Egyptians aren't as strong as you might think at jumping.
I think it's something they tend to try and avoid, but that was a beautiful jump shot.
No, they're pretty good at jumping.
Yeah.
So what have we got? 4-1 to Soha.
Yes, 4-1 to Soha.
Yeah, Mervat had a cracking jump shot against me. I thought I had 2 balls in her way. I thought, I've got this hoop. Fantastic.
Yep.
Nope.
Yep, unfortunately you can't rule out the jump shot.
Yeah, you can't just think, I have got this hoop. Not until it's scored. There's all sorts of things that can happen on the way.
Exactly. The amount of times, even if you're in the jaws of the hoop, someone comes and clears you and all of a sudden they're in the jaws and you're going, hang on a minute.
Yeah, where'd that come from?
Yeah.
So yeah, you'll see that Noha's, not in hoop running position, but she had to go quite deep. So you can basically have a gentle go at the hoop.
Exactly, but it also means when Noha clears her, Noha's not going to be so close to the hoop either.
Yeah, that jump of Soha's didn't go that far.
No.
Tempting here to have a crack at the double clearance. It's quite a distance.
Yes,
but would be handy.
But if you're very accurate in where you hit that yellow ball, it's very easy to do.
Yeah, it's another thing that I've played Stu Smith a few times recently. It's something he's pretty good at. He hits the ball very, very smoothly and cleanly.
It is something my grandmother loves doing.
Ha.
Oh, no, not quite, unfortunately.
So basically on this lawn, the refs that are on call are just wandering around with a hammer in their hand.
Pretty much, yes.
I believe the hoops are going to be moved at some point. It's in the regs that at some point when resources allow and conditions allow. But it feels to me, from having looked at my lawn this morning, that what they'd done was basically take the hoops out, close up the holes with a screwdriver, and then put the hoops back in. Because the hoops, particularly in the first game, were excellent. They were firmly set. They were probably a little bit wider than I'd expected, but maybe we just hit a few good shots because I never put a ball in them.
No, before I started playing my game, I got the ref to just have a quick check of the hoops to make sure they're all nice and tight in the ground, and he also checked whether they were all the correct size, and they were. And some of those hoops I ran like anybody's business, and other ones I could not get through to save my life.
So you got no one to blame but yourself then?
Pretty much, yes. I did get a bit of a hoopitis going on in that game, I have to admit.
It's easy to do that. I mean, that partly why I had a practice last night when everyone else was playing skittles and bowls and things, was just that you start playing these sort of games where you do these little short stabby clearances, and it's nice to be able to open your shoulders and swing a bit.
Yeah, I certainly notice in some games, yes, I start, as you said, I do stabby clearances, and I start doing that with my hoop running, which with these hoops you can't really do.
Yeah, hoops don't like that sort of behaviour.
No, they don't.
So you've had Soha with the first go at the hoop. This is a hoop shot from Noha.
Oh, definitely. Oh, and she's cleared red.
I might be wrong, or it might have just been a bit of a double, and we'll take what we can get there.
Yeah, well, I would have thought, looking at that angle, that, yeah, she was probably trying for the hoop, and if she got red, yippee, because blue's there.
Yeah, and if she failed the hoop, well, blue could still tidy up.
Exactly. So, the question is she going to go for the hoop now, or is she going to take that yellow?
I reckon we'll get rid of the yellow. Just having a look, if you clear yellow, it's got a full rotation before it can come back. So blue clears yellow, if blue stays by the hoop, red comes back, black comes back, red gets smashed.
Exactly. Looks like I would say that she is going for that hoop.
Yep, just taking things into her own hands.
Oh, that was a bit unlucky, but in saying that, she's still in front of that hoop.
Yeah, got all of both wires. Now, Debbie, it did look like Rachel was well on target for 4 unanswered hoops, and Debbie's had a lovely central clearance in front of a ball in front of hoop 6. Rachel's missed the return, so I think this is Debbie having to go out the hoop to make things 3-all.
And it looks like Debbie has run that hoop.
Yeah, nice return. It's stopped that momentum that Rachel had with that huge central clearance, and you can see, well, we can see yellow's halfway between 6 and the peg, and it's cleared a ball in front of hoop 6 from the boundary.
And and while we've been talking, Noha has just done a beautiful clearance of yellow, all the way almost to the boundary.
Oh, she's moved that some way. She's had a couple of really quite powerful clearances there, hasn't she?
She has, yes. Be interesting to see what's in the way of yellow to blue.
Yeah, it looks like a big double target, but there might be a peg in the way.
Yeah.
Or a hoop.
Or a hoop. It's hard to tell from sitting at this angle, unfortunately.
Not the hoop, because she's on the far side of that halfway marker.
Yeah.
But the peg looks interesting.
Yes, the peg does.
Lovely smooth contact. No.
Oh.
Missed on the wrong side as well, so the peg can't have been in play there.
She must have had a few free reign of everything. Cool, and when Noha gets this hoop, he'll bring the score up to 4-2 to Soha.
Bit angled though.
Yeah, definitely. I think she should have no problem with this hoop.
Runs it nicely.
Runs it nicely, and yes, Alex, you are correct. Debbie / Rachel do have a tough draw when they when whoever beats each other then has to play Jenny, and then maybe Soha, maybe Noha. You never know yet. Just to get to the final.
It's looking pretty competitive here. Yeah, I think our quarter is really pretty tough, and then whoever gets through our quarter gets Soha.
Yeah, exactly.
But there are a lot of really good players here. I think, someone was asking about the standard the other day. I think the top level is actually really, really good. There are just a lot more people. Debbie's here, Jamie's here. There's always super competitive Egyptians here.
Exactly, and I know from past experience, you can't rule out the rest of us Kiwis, like me, Helen or Mum. You definitely can't rule out the Australians, because they normally come back with a hiss and a roar.
Yep, Virginia Arnie's through. We've lost the South Africans now. Judith Hanneken went out earlier to, might have been Maram? Not sure, one of the very highly seeded Egyptians.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. In saying that, I now have to play Judith, so in the bowl.
Yeah, and what a thrill it will be for you to beat a world champion.
I've already beat her once.
There you go.
I think I was very lucky in that game, and we were playing extremely late at night, and therefore it got to her a little bit more than it did to me, and I managed to get in there. But
see, young'un with extra stamina.
I don't know, considering I was the last one up in the house this morning. My mum had to wake me up to make me go and have breakfast, so.
Well, I bet you woke up before 8:30 though.
Barely. I did hear my mum get up. I did hear her leave for breakfast, and then I think I must have fallen asleep again. So, you know.
I think I might have to go for a walk again. I'm not sure the score of Rachel and Debbie.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure whether it's 2 yellows on that hoop 7 or...
They've got the nice
One.
clips though, so they've got yellow and sort of full blue clips, not those
Yeah.
ones that are mainly white where you can't tell what's on.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah. And that looks
Runs it
like
beautifully.
Suha ran a beautiful hoop.
She's actually got some pretty effortless power there, hasn't she?
She does. I wonder if she'll teach me how to do that.
She's lovely, she probably would.
Yeah, she probably would.
She'd probably tell you to turn your hands around first though.
Yeah. Admittedly, I can play Irish grip if I really have to. But it feels very uncomfortable.
I can until I try and hit a ball hard and then I miss.
Yeah, I can't hit a ball hard in Irish grip. I remember I was playing someone who was very new to the game, and I said, well, I'll play Irish grip while I'm playing you, just to give you a bit of an advantage. And yeah, it's tough when you're so used to playing a certain way and then all of a sudden you're changing.
Although, interestingly, I had a really good chat with Ralph Alim, who's in the Oxfordshire County AC and GC inter-county teams, who's my
Yep.
team. And he said for people that have got the yips, it's a real problem with the mental pathways. So he said that really the only way to get rid of that is to set up completely new pathways, and to do that have a completely and utterly different grip.
Yeah.
So he had that problem, and I think he's gone to... I think he changed to playing Solomon from playing standard. I can't remember which way around, but he said you actually need to do something that is absolutely alien to you.
Yeah, for
So-
a bit, and start focusing on something that's not the hoop or not the ball, or yeah.
Well, interestingly, he said to me, you can't go back to the grip that you had the yips with, which, I mean, he's a doctor and he's pretty well read actually, so there must be something in that.
Must be. Psychology is an amazing thing.
Right, I'm just going to pop over and see what's going on with Debbie.
Yes, that will be good. I would like to know what the score is. It looks like Rachel scored hoop 8. Oh, and Soha just tried to do a roquet and unfortunately hit the hoop. Ref. You like hitting them with it. That's why you have it in your hand still. Ref coming over to bang in the hoop again.
5-3 to Rachel.
5-3 to Rachel.
And Debbie, yeah, as you said, is nicely in front of hoop 9.
Nice.
But Rachel has a clearance of about 10 yards and smacks the middle of it.
Nice. And even though she went, she's on the boundary, which we all know is not that far from the hoop.
Especially when you get to move the ball forward a couple of feet because of
The fence.
Yeah.
Oh. I know, tell me about it. I've actually been quite lucky. I haven't really played on these 3 lawns, which means I haven't had to move in because of the fence.
Well, my advice to you is move it in enough. I've seen so many people with their backswing hitting the fence. Just get far enough forward, and it's quite a long way,
It is,
especially with your backswing as well.
yeah, especially with my backswing. It's like my mum's as well. She needs to move it in a couple of feet sometimes, especially when we're doing those long roquets.
It was interesting with Merva. I mean, one of her early balls she played from quite a long way in, but we just got into the habit of just putting each other's balls in and just putting them in 6 or 8 inches.
Yeah. And Noha has just scored that hoop. So it's 5-3 to Soha.
Yep.
And the ref has just been to double check the next hoop.
Thought she might as well be preemptive there.
I don't really blame her, do you? She was walking past it.
Might as well do it, they're going to ask.
Exactly.
See, I had this interesting position against Mervat, who I was playing, I was 5-2 down, and I had the option to run hoop 8, or maybe try and play silly buggers and find some way to get an advantage at hoop 9.
Yeah.
And in the end I decided I'm just going to run it and not find myself 6-2 down because I was trying to be too clever.
Yeah, sometimes you can get too clever for your own good.
Especially playing these Egyptian ladies, they are very, very accurate. And
Yes.
yeah, you just leave yourself something that you think's a bit cute. They clear you. I think I had the chance to go in the jaws with her being on the south boundary.
Oh,
And
yeah,
she would have cleared whatever ball I was going to rush peel with.
exactly. Sometimes the advantage on the next hoop is not actually worth the hoop that you're playing.
Yeah, cross your fingers they maybe don't take position. You get a couple of shots at them if they do.
Yep, exactly.
So it looks like Debbie having a go at hoop 9 now. There's been a bit of interaction and Rachel's had some probably non-central clearances from short range. She still hit the balls, I believe.
Yep. And for me it looks like Noha is about to have a go at yellow.
Yeah, it's interesting. I wasn't sure if yellow was deep enough, but I suspect yellow jaws is quite comfortably.
Even, see, it is hard to tell from this angle, but I would have assumed that.
What can we see here? Yeah, we've got the zoom in, so we can tell just from sitting here that red and yellow aren't in each other's way.
No. That looks like she went smack bang through the middle.
Has Debbie just run that? So Debbie played a beautiful angled longish hoop 9 to halfway up the lawn, and there's some small question as to whether she might have just run 10 taking position with her other ball.
I don't think so from here. I feel like she's out to the side.
Okay.
But I think it would have been nail biting for Rachel, with it looking probably dead on and maybe just rolling to the side at the last moment.
Yeah, you'd be worried about that.
Yeah.
So yeah, 5-4 to Rachel, isn't it?
Yes, 5-4 to Rachel, yep.
5-4 to Rachel. Debbie's run hoop 9 to about peg high. Rachel's played black to maybe a couple of yards south of the hoop, and then Debbie had a pretty good dribbly go at the hoop and is adjacent to it with yellow.
Yep. And now game, Soha is going to go for that hoop 9.
Gentle jawsing looks alright to me. This looks almost like a jump. She's come down a bit and her mallet's a bit angled.
No, she must have not been as close as what we thought.
Runs
So
it firmly, not very far, but yeah.
that she's not hampered in her next shot either, so that's always a good thing.
Yeah, absolutely right. She's got herself well clear of it.
So it is now 6-3 to Soha. So it looks like we'll be going to a third game, but you can't rule anything out either.
Here's Jess Bullen, our other Kiwi.
How are you going, Jessica, today?
Good, I've won all my matches in the plate.
Fantastic. How many games you played so far?
Just 3, so not too many.
Very good.
Oh no, wait, 4.
Sweet, you got another one today?
Yes. So I'm just playing it now.
Who you playing?
Sheryl Bromley.
Okay.
You'll have a good game against her.
Yeah, I think you'll be very well matched and good luck. So I think we've got Kiwis in most of the events, and hopefully we can take some silverware home.
Fingers crossed. I think you, unfortunately, are the only Kiwi still left in the knockout. But there's 3 of us in the bowl.
We're dominating the bowl, that's good.
Yes and no, we're all on the bottom half of the bowl, which means that if I beat Judith, there's a very good chance I probably have to play either Mum or Helen.
Yeah, it's always unfortunate the way that works out.
Yes.
Well, the
it is.
Egyptians will be feeling that here, playing each other too.
Yeah, and you never know. The other thing was if Mum had won and I had won, we would have ended up having to face each other maybe at some point as well.
You wouldn't have complained playing a quarter-final in the World Champs against your mum, would you?
No, considering with Mum I know I can beat her. Admittedly, it's only 50-50, the percentage, but I know I can beat her.
That's all right. There'll be a family medal coming home anyway.
Yes. But yeah,
So Debbie's played some really quite good clearances here to keep herself in hoop 10.
oh, I don't think she meant to hit that black ball.
It's not one of her better shots, playing from near the north boundary.
Yeah.
Black is north of the hoop and she's hit it, so failing to get position.
Noha's going for this hoop.
Runs it nicely too. It's a really nice hoop
Yes.
shot. This is not over.
This is not over.
So 6-4 to Soha, but you know, you've got the short clearance in the middle if you can hit that centrally.
Exactly. Not only that, as the middle is normally when you're more likely to do 2 hoops in a row
Absolutely, yeah.
than any other place.
Do fancy having a go at this, but Noha does have the option to put all her eggs on everything on this blue, which is on the north boundary clearing.
It depends. Like for me, it depends on whether that red ball attracts my attention.
Yeah, sometimes it's just how you feel, isn't it?
Yeah.
Looks like she's having a go. Maybe? It's a good pace. That's a lovely shot. Absolutely central.
Yep.
So yeah,
Exactly.
it's a difficult one because you can take position and clear really powerfully with blue, but you put so much pressure on yourself with that longer shot with blue.
Exactly. And the thing is, she is also down, so she's probably not wanting to take the risks that she probably would have if she
Yeah.
was, say, 6-4 up.
Yeah, it's losing if you leave it to blue and blue misses.
Exactly. And just having to move the ball in so she can get good starts.
Yeah, they have done a really good job of mowing a bit outside the lines of the boundaries, but there's still that sort of first cut of rough that does sort of get in the way and make your feet be a bit higher than the ball.
Yep. Sometimes it doesn't matter, sometimes it does. So, Alex, there's a long pause while the mallet is grounded is very interesting, almost the complete opposite to casting. I wonder what she's thinking there. So for me, I don't cast, so I do the pause sometimes, not as long as what the Egyptians are. Maybe I need to start thinking that. But some of the time, the thought going through my head is I need to breathe and I need to slow down.
Yeah, you're just getting yourself completely mentally set. I
Yep.
suspect with some of the Egyptians there may be a small prayer set in some of those patches.
Especially in the shots that you really need to make.
Yeah. Probably not just with the Egyptians, to be honest.
No. And that was a
Good shot.
lovely clearing shot. Unfortunately, I don't know if she wanted black to come all the way out this way.
Yeah, I do admire how the Egyptians get themselves completely settled before they hit the shots.
Yeah.
They- It's about her backswing, Francis.
Yeah. Soha's got quite a big backswing.
Yeah.
Move it in where you want, so.
Shot Soha.
Nice. That was a lovely shot there by Soha.
Right, I suspect it is 6-5 to Rachel. I could certainly see 5 yellow clips, and looking at the positions of the balls, it appears that Rachel's run hoop 11 was black.
Yep.
Yellow's played in, so I think it's 6-5 to Rachel. And is this the decider? This is the decider, isn't it?
This is the decider for them. And Noha is going to be wanting to make this croquet.
Or there'll be a decider for Noha.
Yep.
Big shot.
Oh, and just missed.
That was very close.
It did have a little bit of a bounce where that red ball was, so I'm almost wondering whether it may have just bounced enough.
Oh yeah, sometimes they bobble and just miss the edge, don't they?
Yeah, just missed the edge, yeah. And Soha runs a lovely hoop, which now makes it 1 game apiece.
Yeah, it's been lovely play to see from both the Egyptian ladies. They've got a really lovely, gentle little manner about them on the lawns.
They do. And yes, so the netting's so close on the lawns, especially on the far side, due to the fact that that's where all the spectators have to walk past, so that they're not interfering with all the other games and walk onto the lawns when they shouldn't be. On the side here,
Probably a health and safety thing, protecting the crowd, but yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing that fence maybe move back a couple of feet.
yeah, exactly. You know, moving in, sometimes it's more, even though you know your swing at the last minute's going to be a little bit shorter than what you've allowed, is to so you don't have it worried in your head that you're going to hit that net, because that can actually mess with you quite a bit when you're like, okay, cool, I need to be careful I don't hit this net, and all of a sudden you're hitting it.
Yeah, or am I going to hit the net? You're worried about that.
Yeah.
So that was just a wee bit of a misunderstanding with the ref was looking at where the feet were, so Soha could easily place her feet on the flat. There's a fair bit of space there, but the issue was actually the netting.
Yes.
And Soha's opponent was just saying, move it in as far as you need.
Yep.
And I said to you earlier, I've seen so many people hit the net on their backswing. Don't do it.
Yeah. And for me, like when I was looking at that, for me personally, she was probably as far in as what I would have needed to be, especially when I'm doing a big croquet like that.
Yeah, you put a bit of extra in your backswing and
Yeah.
tea with milk and sugar would be lovely, thank you.
I've got my water here, I'm good. Yeah.
Well, what was that applause that we just heard then?
It looks like Debbie and Rachel have finished.
Yep.
So, if we were correct on the score, I would say Rachel has won that game, that match.
Saw Debbie standing, leaning on a mallet with her feet crossed, going,
Yep.
there's not much I can do here if Rachel runs this hoop.
Exactly.
Those hoops will last.
So Rachel's won the decider 7-5.
Yep, it looks like it. So it looks like you will be playing Rachel.
Bring it on. She's a lovely person to play.
She is, and she's got a nice style game, and I think both her game and your game will suit each other.
And we get a ball boy because it's Rachel, so great.
Yeah, exactly, that too.
Well, ball person.
Well, you never know, because you get into the quarters, you may get a ball boy anyway. maybe.
No. Well, I'm not usually that much of a fan of someone scurrying around the boundaries and standing around the boundaries of my lawn. But obviously, in Rachel's case and Sylvia this morning, I thought it was great because otherwise it would be me doing it.
Yeah, exactly. I know in the last Women's Worlds it was myself and my father and I think someone else who were being ball boy for Mum because she was so crippled that she just couldn't walk.
Oh, that was the knee, wasn't it?
That was
she was
the
in really
knee.
bad nick and still playing really well.
Still playing well. She had to adjust her game due to the fact that she could not walk, which meant she made sure to position her ball so if she got hit away she only had to walk to the boundary rather than all the way across the lawn.
Yeah, I'm not promising not to rush Rachel's balls to opposite ends of the lawn.
Yeah, oh no, of course not.
I will replace any that the ball person doesn't replace for her.
But I did feel a bit sorry for Mona in that game because I swear the fact that Mum was so crippled and walking around like a crippled person actually did affect her mentally.
It's awkward because you're sort of thinking that, they've got this thing that's hampering them.
Yeah.
But actually, it's like we were talking about, when someone's got an injury, they just play maybe a bit differently, but not necessarily any less well.
No, exactly. And that was the case for Mum. Mind you, I can't talk. I had Play-Doh just before that game and it wasn't much better.
Yeah, Dallas has got a really nice swing. You both have. Solomon Grip's a nice, powerful swing.
Well, Mum's actually standard.
Has she always been standard?
Mum's always been standard, yes.
What do I know? I've only known her about 20 years. She's still got a big swing.
She's still got a big swing, yes. She's still quite deadly with it, unfortunately.
So the crowd are milling a bit here. It's unclear what game goes on here because I think we've got all of the championship matches on. So we might be getting a bowl match. If we're really lucky, I might lose Ashley and we might get Ashley versus Judith Hannacum.
Yeah, maybe. I do remember talking to the manager before I came and sat down and he said there was a good chance that a bowl match was going to go on here.
Thank you very much.
Because all the other ones, as you said, are more likely to be played tomorrow, especially the quarterfinals. And
yeah, well, we've still got this decided to come here anyway. So we've got Soha, Mustafa bin Noha Mamdouh to come first. And it's been a cracking match.
It has been a cracking match to watch.
I like to think that my match against Mervat was high quality, but it was also unbelievably stressful. So I think that's my main takeaway from that. I felt stressed.
Yes, well, if they're putting stress on you, that means that they're playing their game well.
I also felt privileged to be able to play her. She played a really, really nice game.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that I've played, I've just gone, you know what, this is a great game. Like against Perry, even though I lost, it was still a very good game, very close, it could have gone my way.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Perry was just a little bit better at the time, and
But yeah, you play these people in these sort of games, and I was just feeling in the middle of my match with Mervat, if I could just play all of my matches against people like her or against her, I'd play a lot more.
Yeah.
That's really good fun.
Well, I know yesterday Mum was saying when she was talking about her playoffs is that she was very glad that she got Garda to play off because Garda plays so nicely and quite similar to Mum, which meant Mum wouldn't get sucked into any other style of game.
You can get sucked into some quite ugly sort of pit-patty, gentle clearances. You doubt yourself doing the big clearances.
I know, and that's part of the trouble I've had as well in this tournament is sometimes I get into my head I can't do that big clearance or I can't do that long hoop and I'm going, hang on a minute, yes I can.
Yeah, you start looking at it going, that looks long.
Yeah.
And if you just step away for a moment, you go, actually, I've been doing them all week, I've been running these.
Yeah,
Cut
exactly.
It out.
Exactly. So, I don't know what's happening, but I don't know when I'm going to play next, but we'll find out at some point.
You're about to play your second round match, Jamie?
Yep.
Oh, good luck.
Cool. Jamie is going on, and look, who is she playing?
We're going to be able to keep an eye on her.
Is it you that you're playing Jamie?
I'm playing Jamie.
Okay.
Can I leave my tea on your chair so it doesn't
Absolutely.
get smashed?
Just wave if you want it brought over.
You're going to get a tray, especially.
So yeah, the Egyptians are about to start for the decider between Soha and Noha. And we have the last of the second round matches just about to start.
Top 16 matches, yes. And the game behind me, which is Perry against, is it Mara?
I'm not sure. Focus on Lawn 5, where we've got Jamie Gumbrell against Jane Stevens.
Yep. But anyway, the game behind us on Lawn 4, they're one game apiece. So this is the decider for them.
Right, first ball played up. It's not short, but it does look a bit long. I'm not really convinced Noha's going to be running that with blue.
I'm not convinced either.
So we'll see. Soha will come in deep so that she can't be cleared too far away, and she'll be thinking that's handy. That's a bit of a let off.
Yep, exactly.
Have we got any more live round 2 matches going at the moment? Liz Farrow versus Begonia, is that?
I am just going to check. Oh, the bus is still sitting there. I don't know if that got mentioned, but during Jenny's game, a bus tried to do a 3-point turn and has managed to get stuck between 2 trees.
It was a nice bit of light relief in the middle of my game. You suddenly heard something that sounded like a tree falling down and turned around to discover there was a bus jammed almost between 2 trees, end to end.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think someone said the emergency light or something's gone on, which means that the driver can't turn the light on to be able to move it.
Can't turn anything on yet.
Yeah.
So having hit a tree, or a rather large branch, which was the crack I heard, I think,
Yeah.
the emergency systems have been triggered, so the bus has been disabled.
Yeah, so it is just sitting there, so it's going to be fun for all the croquet players when we want to leave.
Yeah, I think you don't turn left out of the Croquet Club.
Pretty much. Okay.
Oh, so we've got all sorts of games on at the moment. Some of these haven't been updated because we know that Virginia beat Manal Koda. I was lucky to slip by Merva Al Shazli.
Yep.
Rachel's
beat Debbie.
Yep.
And yes, the game behind us is Perianne and Marin, which they're on the 3rd game. So they're on their decider.
So Gabrielle v Pauline, I don't know where that is or what's going on there.
I thought Pauline did beat her. Maybe I was incorrect.
I'm not sure there. I'm pretty sure we'll have croquet scores updated
Yeah.
soon. Amani Hassan versus Sarah Hani. They might have started rather late because Sarah went to 3 with Lynn Piercy and they were a late game on.
Yeah, well, there's a bowl game on Lawn 9.
In fact, Amani and Sarah must have only just started because we've only just got Jamie versus Jane Stevens.
On here, yep.
So that's on Lawn 5. So we'll try and keep an eye on all those games.
Can't. So hopefully they'll load those games scores on shortly so we can see what's happening there. Oh, Noha has just missed a roquet.
Yep, so it looks like red must have cleared black. So I'm assuming that red's onside and yellow is very likely to run hoop 1, so big advantage at the start to Soha.
Oh yes, definitely. I was like, unfortunately they're a little bit slow in putting out the bowl knockout as well, as I do know a couple of games have started for that.
Yeah, I think the manager might be the croquet schools person as well today. I'm not sure if he's got any volunteers. Mike's done a lovely job managing. He's so calm and pleasant the way he does things.
And he's let us too with his board.
He's let us have a lot of fun with his board, hasn't he?
He has. Which, you know, most managers wouldn't let us do what we've done to his board, but he's been perfectly fine with it. Admittedly, he has come and double checked after we've done stuff to make sure that we've done it correctly.
And we have been super careful that anything we've played with has been correct.
Yes, exactly.
But yeah, I mean, like particularly yesterday and the day before, mainly yesterday when we're getting close to qualifying and those games were finishing, he was very indulgent, allowing us to put games up, identify when people had qualified.
Yes.
He did say that he had the backup of going and printing it all again.
Exactly. And we were very careful in what we did just to make sure that we weren't saying that someone qualified and actually they hadn't.
That's the worst thing. You don't want to give people false hope. You don't want to tell them they're qualified above a certain position.
No, exactly.
I remember Glynis Davies was just delighted when she'd qualified and didn't quite believe us. So we had double and triple checked before suggesting that to her. Because there's just nothing like having that real hope and then having it pinched away from you.
Yes. I was quite lucky because when I went into my last game against Liz, I already knew me and her had qualified, so it was more about getting what position we were in, which did do well considering I got a little bit distracted in watching what my mother was up to see whether she got through or not.
Oh, your mum was in all sorts of trouble.
Oh, she was in all sorts of trouble.
Had to come through, had to win her last 2 matches and then had to win a playoff against her second seed. All of which she achieved with quite some skill and style.
Yes. That's one thing about mum is you can't count her out.
Yep. I like that. I like people who just don't give up.
Mm.
So we're back in that position by the fence.
Yep.
And I think she should move it forward more. I really do.
Well, she just checked whether she had a good swing, though.
And she nearly whacked the fence with that.
Yep.
Yeah, they've just been frightened a bit by the ref.
Which is a bit of a shame.
This is hitting the fence.
I think so.
No,
just missed the fence. But you never know, the fence may have played a part in why she didn't hit red.
Yeah,
but
it could
hit
just
black.
be in your mind.
Yeah. You know, just being careful. Ooh. Need to,
You're camera operator as well, are you, Ashley?
Yeah, well, we've got this third camera here, which I'm very bad at moving to where we need it to be. My bad.
So, have we found Gabrielle yet?
No, I don't think we have. I'm just wondering who's on
That's
lawn 8.
Looks like Gabs is walking with somebody.
She's walking with Vanessa.
Break between games. Maybe we'll try and catch Gabs and get an update on what's happening with her match, because her second round match must just be 1 game in.
I'd say so by the looks of it. So, on our game, both yellow and black have got lovely position for the hoop.
Well, that was everyone trapped briefly, waiting for a shot from
Maram.
Maram.
Yep, who's currently up in this decider. Okay, and it looks like Soha's going to want to try and hit that black ball.
I've had that a lot. I mean, generally I wait for the finals to be rubbish. But yeah, quite often we'll have a game where I'm fantastic and then you're like, who's this person? And I don't know what you do about it. My positioning wasn't as poor as it was.
Oh, and Soha unfortunately has missed everything, which is probably good because she missed her yellow as well. But Noha has a clear view of that hoop.
That's frustrating. And if I thought, well, I'll just think of the long hoop. No, she just ran out anyway. So she was quite comfortable running 6 yard hoops. Who's she playing? Right. She was very good at sort of hitting her clearance bang on so that I was then flying my hoop. Yeah, that's not very helpful. Side of the ball. So well, she just had a bit of a stunner today. She was playing really well. Nailing the clearances really well. She was so confident that I put a good ball in first shot.
And that was a lovely hoop there by Noha.
Yeah, I don't do that. Nailed it.
So they will now.
Boundary got me wired by her ball from the second ball that she just cleared me with. The second ball she put in.
Heading down towards hoop 4 and it's 2-1 to Soha.
Yes. So, have you played your second match? Who's that against? So I gave her a few 4-yard hoops and she ran that. She got 6-3 up. And I just hit the ball clearances. 7-6. A bit nerve-wracking. I ended up taking on a 10-yard clearance.
Oh, that's a bit unfortunate. Noha just went
So yeah,
past.
I like those sort of hoops. I can't screw this up. These fellas are just lost to Rachel. Yeah. So it's not many games still going. They haven't updated. There's not many games still going. They haven't updated. Better get back to actually. I'm get a head off now. Okay. See ya.
So Noha has just made a lovely hoop.
So with black, yeah, it looks like yellow's taken. Sorry, the hoop was made with blue, I presume.
No, it was made with black.
It was black, okay.
Yeah. Blue, unfortunately, on her way down, just went by the hoop.
Okay, and yeah, it looks like Soha's wide from that. Well, that's not the end of the world. That is, well, sorry, yellow will play first, won't it?
Yeah, yellow will play first.
So I've got some updates from around the traps.
Okay.
Amani Hassan is game up.
Okay.
Played between games, and Pauline Salive has played an absolute blinder, beating Gabrielle.
Nice.
So Gabrielle said, for example, Pauline was so confident that Gabrielle took position at hoop 1. Pauline in good position. Pauline just took position.
Yep.
And then with her fourth ball, she cleared Gabrielle with a central clearance that left her wired from a clearance coming back.
Oh no.
And she said that she did that over and over. She basically would just hit these clearances so centrally that the return would be wired. And she said she left her a few 6-yard hoops, so Pauline just ran those.
Oh. Yeah, so in other words, Pauline was on fire.
Yeah, and I don't know how strong Pauline is. I've hardly ever seen her play, but yeah, very impressed by the sound of that.
Oh, it looks like they might have got out of order.
Did Red just... Yeah, Red just played to there.
No, yep. Yellow played in. So I don't know.
Yeah, Yellow's been there for absolutely ages.
No, it was a bit further out.
Was it?
Yes.
I thought... Okay. You know, you've been watching this.
Well, I was actually hearing all the gossip of the other games from
Yeah,
you.
sorry.
Okay, it looks like Noha was just trying to snuggle up to that red ball.
I think blue shot at something. Blue shot at something and cleared black. That's right. And yeah, maybe yellow just tapped in front.
Yes.
No, blue.
So maybe black, when it did a clearing shot, hit yellow. Oh, hit black, which is why she got a bit.
So yeah,
Blue.
sorry, it would be black played down,
Yeah,
centre balled blue.
which is why she got a bit confused as to which ball she needed to play.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. Rewind the stream and you can see it for yourself, people.
Exactly. Or feel free to tell us on this chat about what actually happened.
Sorry, yeah, we're just sort of catching up with everything else around the traps.
Yeah.
So what's Perry up to anyway? So Perry's a round 2 game as well, isn't she?
Yeah, so Maram at the moment is 4-0 up.
About to be 5-0 up.
About to
Perry's
be
just
5.
surrendered hoop 5.
Yep.
So Maram's going to be running hoop 5 from in the jaws. Perry's got both her balls at the peg.
Yep. So if I was Maram, I'd be wanting as close as that 6th hoop as I possibly could.
Yeah, and she's only really got between the peg and hoop 6, so this
Yeah.
is one of the very few things that I thought Mervat didn't do as well as she could have. She left a big space to go to play a ball in between that ball and the hoop.
Which Perry is very good at doing.
Yes.
And it looks like Soha's just got another hoop, so it's 3-1 to Soha.
I now have a new Facebook friend,
You do?
Tafida.
Oh, nice.
Really, really enjoyed playing her.
Oh,
Really nice
Tafida
lady.
is lovely from the little conversations I have had with her. Mind you, most of the Egyptians are absolutely lovely.
That's the thing for me coming to these events. While there's lots of other people from other countries, I get to play with Kiwis and Aussies and English a lot. And there are people from other countries here. It's the Egyptians are just wonderful. It's such a treat to play them. The way that they play,
Yeah, exactly.
and they're such enthusiastic, lovely, kind people.
Yes, I actually love playing this tournament because you play people and every country has a different style, so you pick up something from another person and that you go, oh, I'd never thought about doing that. That makes sense.
And there's at least 3 Egyptian guys here as well, and again, just all really, really nice people.
Yes.
They'll say bravo to good shots for the Egyptians, for their opponents. They'll congratulate you after a match.
Exactly, or they'll commiserate with you and say a good game, you played well even though you didn't win. And
Yeah, it's just the enthusiasm I like, and the Egyptians have been posting videos of their players each day on the Egyptian Facebook page, so if you can find that, you get to see each of those ladies in action.
yeah, nice. Well, I don't know if she was going for blue there, but she nearly made the hoop.
Yeah, I'm not even sure if she could see blue. I'm not sure what Soha was after there.
It's a little bit hard to tell from this angle, unfortunately, about whether black was in the way or...
I think there were a couple of people unhappy about some of the videoing today. I think what was happening was that the Egyptians were live streaming some games to people at home, because we've only got this one lawn that we cover, but the people at home were just being really enthusiastic and happy, and the volume was a wee bit loud. So I could hear a few people chatting, but I just love the enthusiasm.
Oh yeah, definitely. I know they've had few technical difficulties today with the rain interfering with the reception of one of the cameras, with trying to get this third camera up and running, and that was interfering, and
Trying to get Ashley to remember to zoom in and focus the third camera.
I know.
I have left everything to her, to be fair.
Yeah, my fault.
All your fault.
Yes. But and that was a lovely hoop there by Noha.
It's a nice hoop, but you can see yellow's up near hoop 6, and Noha, she's run it clear of the hoop.
Yes, but you also remember yellow didn't hit anything.
Oh, yellow's offside, is it?
Yellow's offside. It needs to go to the penalty spot.
Good spot. And yeah, you could see when Noha was placing her feet there that she was having to be very, very careful to keep them away from the balls.
Exactly.
I know it shouldn't be a problem for people, but it's frustrating for me. I find it difficult when there's balls in the way.
it does sort of play with you mentally, especially when you have to change your stance slightly, because you're so used to standing in a certain way that if all of a sudden there's a ball there, then, you know, it's like, ooh, how am I going to do this? And then you feel awkward and you're either standing too far back or too close, or...
Yeah, well, you've spent so much effort and so much practice getting your correct stance and your correct body position, and now you're denied it.
Exactly. I'm quite lucky in that regards, is because my knees have been playing up a little bit, I have a couple of different stances I do. So it doesn't interfere so much if I have a ball in my way. Oh, so it is now 5-1 to Marin in this game.
Yeah, we're just being a bit cautious because we're quite close to the ladies behind us.
And Perry just did a beautiful roquet. Got blue from smack bang in front of the hoop.
So Noha, from being, she was 3-1 down, she's now in a pretty good position at hoop 6. Soha's second ball was a bit short, that yellow,
Yep.
and probably not runnable, and she's just done this lovely central clearance on red to possibly wide.
Yeah, hard to tell from here, but either blue or that hoop might be in the way. And Jamie has just equalled her score, so it's 2-2 in that game.
I see Jane got hoop 2 and hoop 3.
Yep.
So yeah, Soha must have been wide. She's just played in a position and gone, look, if you fail this hoop, I'm around.
Yep. Ref getting called over again to, you know.
The number of hoops I've tried to run and then gone, for goodness sake, that was floppy.
I've done the same, because I don't think about checking the hoop before I run it, and then my ball bounces out because the hoop's a little bit floppy, and I'm just like, oh, really?
And that's like the care that these ladies have over the shots that they play.
Yep.
They also have care that the equipment is ready to be ready for the shot. I'm not sure what's happening here. Francis has left the venue. I think part of the problem seems to be that hoop looks like one of the legs is sort of miles underground.
Yeah, it does sort of look like it's been banged in so much that they might need to almost reset that hoop.
Yeah, I mean, it is time for the hoops to be moved. It says in the regulations that at some point they will be moved.
I would say probably for the quarters and semis, definitely. Well,
Yeah.
if not for the quarters, definitely for the semis.
Yeah.
Because, some of them are getting quite low down.
They did do a good job of resetting them today, because I was sort of looking. I'd seen yesterday that they were getting quite low, and quite
Yes.
below the carrots were quite a long way below the ground.
Yeah.
And then came in this morning, and I couldn't see evidence that there were new hoop holes, but the hoops were back to being at pretty much ground level.
Which is good. So, no, this here looks like he's coming out to deal with the hoop.
And Chris Roberts is coming out to tidy up. Yep.
No, it looks like
Oh,
it might be
right.
a hole in front of the hoop.
Yeah, we've got that in a couple of places. I noticed. She's going to have to play over a really pretty ugly piece of ground, and I saw someone play over it earlier today, and lots of soil came up. Especially given it's wet soil, it doesn't actually keep it in the ground. It sort of sticks to the ball and flies up.
Yeah, I do remember when they played this hoop in the last game, and I think Noha or Soha did a beautiful roquet, and the opposition ball was quite close to that little hole, and a lot of stuff did come up.
You're right, that was the one we were wondering if she was going for the hoop or the ball.
Yeah.
So yeah, the hoop's staying as it is, but just a little bit of gardening to smooth the area in front of it.
And yes, Sarah, you're correct in saying that the netting is essential, especially for spectators, because at times the balls are flying,
Yeah.
and if the spectators aren't watching correctly, they can get injured.
Three all. So yeah, while we've got these little ball boards that are about 6 inches high, and they are pretty good and stop most balls, they've also got little feet on them that can act as almighty ramps if it hits the foot that sort of holds the board up.
Oh yes, some of my balls have gone onto other lawns. Admittedly, sometimes I've wanted to play on those lawns rather than my own one, but
Yeah, and I've had a couple of bits where today there were a bunch of people milling around in one of the corners, and I had to kind of encourage them to at least turn around and face where the ball was coming from.
yeah, to
their own
vacate
safety.
the area because they were going to get injured.
Yep.
Yes, I know constantly if I'm playing in a tournament, especially if I'm playing my mother, our balls are normally never on our lawn. They are normally on every other lawn but her own, due to the fact that when we hit well, and when we miss just as well.
Yep.
Not doing a very good job with this camera,
Oh,
I tell
sorry.
ya.
I could nag you, but I won't.
Someone's got to.
But yeah, I do wonder if maybe they could move this fence back a bit. I know a lot of work's gone into putting the stays for the fence in and putting them up. And on the south boundary, interestingly today there's actually no one sitting on the south boundary, so I would encourage them, if that's the practice that's going to continue, to maybe just get rid of the
Yeah.
fence and just...
Oh dear, Noha
people
has
behave.
just put her ball in and settled right behind her own ball.
Or with Soha's power, this could be quite a smash coming up.
I don't know, I would be almost tempted to just go and create havoc and snuggle up in there as well.
Is it? Oh, it's yellow to play.
It's yellow to play.
Just pop your ball in front of the hoop, I reckon.
No, I would snuggle up so blue can't get a shot on red. But no, she has gone for the big hit.
Yeah, I was just envisaging red having a lovely clearance to a long boundary.
Yeah, that's what I said. For me, I probably would have put yellow up to blue because you're still in hoop running position, but then you're stopping blue having a swing onto red.
Yeah, as long as you actually left yourself that hoop running position, it'd be interesting. I haven't really thought through where all the balls would go, and you do have to think through all those steps to not be
Oh.
looking silly at the end of it.
Oh yes, and we've got Madge Sahana going, go Soha, go. What's happening in this one? So Perry has just made the last two hoops, so it's now 5-2. And it looks like she's going for this 8th hoop, and she unfortunately has fluffed it, with blue sitting in front, so I don't know whether blue's going to run the hoop or hit red. And Jane has done well, she's got hoop 5 and 6, so she's now up 4-2 against Jamie. Oh, and Noha has just missed a roquet. I've noticed she's starting to miss a few.
You're right, she has missed a few. I mean, when
Yeah.
she's hit them powerfully, but she's missed several of a range that you might not expect her to miss.
That she was definitely hitting in the first and second game, so
It's funny how that pressure can just change things, just
Yeah.
tighten things a bit.
exactly whether the pressure's getting to her a little bit or, you know.
I think the ball's picked up a bit of mud. That's the issue here.
Yeah, which depending on the mud can cause your ball to go not exactly where you want to put it.
Yeah, and it's just another thing that it's good to be careful of, and I know people often say just get on with it, but no, don't just get on with it.
Oh, looks like Jane has just made a lovely hoop 7.
That must have been from a bit of an angle. I was just wondering what she was going to clear.
Well, considering Jamie hit her out to the boundary, yes, I do believe it was a bit of an angle and
Bit of an angle and a bit of distance
a
from the
bit of
sound of it.
distance, yeah.
But she had no other choice. Jamie was all over the hoop.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
Jane's other ball was a long way away, so it's at 5-2.
It's like, and that's
5-2 to Jane Stevens.
yeah. And that's one of the things is sometimes when you're behind a hoop, and especially if you're on the boundary, all of a sudden the hoop looks really good to you.
Yes.
And you need to go for it, because the moment the hoop looks good to you and you're trying to roquet, you're going to miss that roquet.
Oh, and you're doubting yourself. You're going, if you miss the roquet, you're going, I might as well have had a go at the hoop.
Yeah, exactly.
It's also an interesting way to try and assert a bit of dominance on someone. Just show them that I can run these.
Exactly.
Early in my game with Mervat, there were a couple of opportunities of 6 or 7 yard hoops, and if you can run those, your opponent's suddenly going, oh, she's going to run any of these.
Exactly, and all of a sudden you can't guarantee that if they can see the hoop, they're not going to run it.
Yeah, it changes your choices. And that's why you have to be aggressive at running your hoops as well, because if you're going to say to your opponent, if you pop another ball in, I'll just clear it, then you're handing them a massive advantage.
Oh, yes, and I've played people like that I know that if I stick my ball somewhere around them, they're going to clear my ball. When I've missed a couple of roquets and I'm so far away, that gives me a huge advantage, because I know that as long as I'm annoying, that they're going to hit me away.
Yeah, you don't have to think, oh, do I need this 20-yard clearance? You just go, just pop another ball in there and have a few more rotations till I'm the one in front.
Yeah, well, you don't go, oh, I need to make sure that this blocking ball, positional ball is in exactly the right spot.
Francis, I'd like a ref on that lawn.
Okay.
Oh, well, it looks like Richard's on his way. We've got two referees converging on lawn 2 now.
Yep.
Sorry.
Okay. Oh, looks like Jane has just hit her own ball. Something I'm very good at doing.
Yep, she's hit her own ball, which is a boundary ball, but it wasn't deliberate.
Yeah.
So Jamie should take this back to 5-3.
Yep. Now Soha's got another go at this hoop. It's a little bit of distance, but nothing I would, worry about. Don't know about you, especially if I'm running hoops.
You're straight. Now, I was just watching Jamie run the hoop. She cast a few times. She paused very, very briefly and just ran it beautifully.
Nice.
It's lovely assured hoop. Yeah, you've got to have a go at this. There's nowhere you can put yellow.
No, exactly. Oh, she's bounced out, but she's still kind of there, which, is good.
Yeah, so you're probably going to clear yellow here. You're not going to stay in front. If you get very lucky, you might ricochet off into the jaws, but you just clear yellow, cross your fingers, red fails the hoop.
Yep.
Compulsory shot for red at the hoop, I think.
Depends on where blue lands, I reckon.
Well, yeah, I just can't see anywhere safe that you can put red that won't just get smashed away to the boundary.
But it might be more like tempting, like putting it closer but still on an angle and whatever, so when they do get hit away, they're not going to be anywhere near the hoop themselves.
Oh yeah, especially given that blue's gone fairly south of that hoop.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think it does give her an option now, because if you have a go at a long hoop and you get the outside wire, or like I may have done once or twice today, miss everything, you're suddenly a long way behind.
Exactly. I almost...
Are there many more games to go on?
We've just decided not to put any more bowl games on, so we've put the front top half on. So not putting more.
Oh, looks like I am not playing another game today.
Well, you asked to be delayed and asked to be delayed, and now you're delayed. The bowl, there'll be no new games on today, we've just heard the tournament director say.
Which is, not a bad thing, because it is 6 o'clock at night, and with it being overcast, it is going to get darker a lot quicker than what it would have done, say, yesterday and the day before, where it was super sunny and it only started really getting dark at about 8:30.
Yep, English summer was yesterday, folks, yesterday afternoon.
Yes, definitely. What's happening here? Oh, looks like Perry ran that hoop.
4, 5, 1, 2, 5, 3. No, there must be another. Yeah, 5-3.
5-3, and with Perry looking really comfortable, smack bang in front of that hoop 9.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much of it blue can see. Although blue's just played in, so maybe actually red can't run it.
Yeah, red might be a bit on an angle, but in saying that,
Not a bad ploy. So blue's played in behind it just to make it more difficult for Perry to run it all the way up to hoop 10.
Yeah. and saying that, you know, still I'd like be tempted to just shove it in the jaws, and because if blue doesn't do a good enough jump, they're going to hit you through.
Yeah, it's interesting. I don't really like this because I think black can just clear yellow. So we've got blue, I don't know, 1.5 foot south of hoop 9.
I don't know, black's looking like it's going to go for red.
Yeah, from almost the side on the
Yeah.
boundary. It is north of it. It can clear red, but it doesn't look easy.
No, it doesn't.
I really do fancy just clearing a ball that's...
Well, she hit the hoop leg and bounced red out enough, but red's still smack bang in front of that hoop.
bounced out an inch.
Yeah.
So, I just fancy clearing yellow here. Yellow is a 6-yarder, clear it a long way away, and
Yeah.
then take on your 1.5 foot jump. These ladies
And-
can jump.
Oh yes, and in our game that we're watching, it looks like Noha's had a few really nice roquets and cleared Soha from anywhere near in front of the hoop.
She's done well here.
Yes, she has. Looks like she's going for red again.
Yeah, I mean that blue's a long way away. It's out of play.
Yeah, to me it looks like the peg's in the way of that as well, so... Oh, and she's
Another one.
missed.
So yeah, clearing to a short boundary, you can clear it with power.
Yeah,
And in fact, you want to clear it with power because the last thing you want to do is hit the middle of red and have red able to just smash you up a long way away.
exactly.
Right, well, advantage Soha.
Now we'll find out whether blue can actually see that red or not, and if not, I'd almost be tempted to go for that hoop because what have you got to lose?
Yeah, she's got an option to just kind of try and roll in a block.
Yeah,
Cross the fingers a bit. Black's got a shorter shot back at yellow. I know she's missed a few of those, but she's going to have to trust herself and hit those and back
Yeah.
herself.
and that's the thing is, even though you've missed a few, you can't really let it get to you. You've still got to go for them because if not, you're going to lose the game.
Yeah. And yeah, they've got here by performing very well in the Egyptian grading for the ladies. So
Yeah.
they are fantastic players.
Exactly.
I can't remember seeing Noha much. I've seen a lot of Soha play. Fantastic player. Noha's clearly very talented. This has got the hoop, isn't it?
Yeah, I have to admit, I was talking to Maha, I think on the first or second day, and she said Noha plays at the same club as her and she's taught her everything she knows. Not sure if that's true or not, but you never know.
It's lovely, the camaraderie between the ladies as well.
Yeah.
They've got such a big team here.
They do. And they all support each other, which is awesome.
Yep.
I've noticed this year everyone's been a bit more supportive, I think.
Oh,
Yep, she's gone for the hoop, unfortunately hit the hoop leg. Everyone's been a lot more supportive and watching more games and, you know.
not quite so much shouting. I thought we'd get a bit more. Obviously they won't when Egyptians play each other. They're very respectful to both the players.
Yeah, exactly.
When I played Mervat earlier, there were a couple of people watching. Obviously we're in the centre court, so you can't really get at that, and all the other players were in action.
Yep.
But the Egyptian guys were just great. Yeah, they were encouraging the good shots. They were applauding my good shots as well.
Yep, I had the same for my game as well. So it's just a lot of fun. I remember the first couple worlds, didn't they used to have clappers?
Mike McClure had clappers.
Yes, I remember, especially one of the first ones New Zealand held, I'm pretty sure everyone had clappers.
A lot of the Kiwis had clappers. I hated the things. I do hate the things. They also use milk bottles with stones in them. It's great if you're supporting someone, but the person on the lawn behind you is getting absolutely distracted. It's horrible.
Yeah, especially when you don't know why all of a sudden everyone's clapping. Yeah.
Yeah, you're suddenly in the middle of your backswing. There's a roar.
Yep.
Right, so what we've got here, this was a fairly gentle clearance by Noha, and it needed to be because I'm not sure what she's got. I'm not sure what she can see of red. The last thing you want to do is clear yellow too far. Obviously yellow's got to come back here.
And especially you don't want to clear yellow. Ooh.
Yeah, I mean you can actually clear yellow a long way. Sorry, yellow did have to play back. But you also want to keep black in the mix, which black is gone.
Yep. And unfortunately, black looks like it's going to be hampered by that peg.
Did you do it in 2 or 3?
2.
Oh, you did do it. So what are you panicking about then? I was so worried.
6-3 down.
Oh, yep, it looks like they've put some of the scores in now.
So yeah, croquet scores have just been updated with the round 2 games, like round of
With
16.
Virginia going through, Jenny going through, Rachel going through, so now Jenny and Rachel have to play. Pauline's still waiting for the game behind us to find out who she has to play.
An interesting option here from Noha. She's actually played into essentially
jaws.
hoop 1 and the jaws from behind. Given where black is, I don't think it's going to be all that strong. Red can basically clear it, black can do nothing because the peg's in the way, and then yellow will be able to run the hoop.
Well, Perry has done really well. She has gone from 5-1 down to 5-4 down.
That's a nice comeback.
That is a very nice comeback, and she is looking very comfortable at this hoop too as well, depending on...
So says Ashley as her opponent's about to run hoop 10.
Well, I'm
Is
not
she?
entirely sure if...
I take it back, she's not about to run hoop 10. If she's not about to run hoop 10, Perry's got an interesting opportunity to maybe rush her partner in front of the hoop.
Yeah, if not, she's got a ball
Oh,
there.
surrender. Is it?
So it looks like she's not going to run hoop 10.
Oh no, Soha just ran the hoop. They weren't that much in the way of each other, those balls.
Oh, obviously not. It's hard to tell from back here.
I'm suspecting we turned our backs. She jumped it, given that blue's sort of clear of the hoop and where red is.
The ref's
Yep.
giving us a thumbs up, saying that
She
yes,
did
that's
jump it.
exactly what's happened.
Sorry, we're distracted by watching what was going on with Perry's match behind us.
Yeah.
So we had our heads turned.
Mind you, it probably, she probably would have ended up having to jump anyway, considering that her other ball was so close to her,
Yeah, I thought that she might have the opportunity to just clear blue out of the way
Yeah.
and then run the hoop with yellow, because black had the peg in the way. But yeah, she was going for the maximum benefit of trying to jump it and leave it stranded in the jaws.
Yeah, well, her running that hoop, she's now 5-3 up, so that's given her a little bit of leeway to maybe make some stupid decisions.
You'll have a bit of bad luck.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
yeah, Noha taking position from the peg, she's gone a bit deep, and Soha's very nicely just popped inside her. And that blue doesn't look like it's run. Blue looks like it's gone too far.
Yeah, blue does, and red looks like it's actually going to have a go at black.
Yep. So Noha is in all sorts of trouble here. Although I guess if this misses, then it's a nice central clearance available. Lovely shot.
Smack bang in the middle, doesn't look like it was ever going to miss that.
No. Again, the ladies are a wee bit anxious about moving the ball forward, but they've agreed with each other where they can play it from.
Exactly.
Just an update. Jamie versus Jane Stevens. Jamie's in a world of trouble. Jane, oh no, she's come back there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Jane is 6-5 up.
So it's still anyone's game, really.
Yep.
And it looks like Perry just did run that hoop 10.
5-all.
5-0.
So that's coming back from 5-1, was it?
5-1 down, yep. Exactly. And hi, Dawn. Great to hear from you too. From Cashiers in Western NC MTNS USA. I have no clue where that is.
Noha's been a bit unlucky here. So she's had a really good clearance. Smacked the middle of Soha. Her ball's gone halfway across the lawn. Soha's must have hit hoop 5 and has just kind of lingered by hoop 5.
Yeah. It hasn't gone as far as what it should have done.
Yeah, that blue doesn't look like it runs. So this hoop's back to being very competitive.
Yeah.
No.
It looks like Soha's thinking the same as what you are. Even if she can run, she can only get in the jaws, which means jump shot.
Yeah. Well, black would be coming back and trying to clear yellow.
That's true.
But, yeah, it's interesting what you do here, because I think certainly the fellas, if they weren't confident getting in the jaws, would be likely to clear yellow on the side such that both yellow and blue end up on the boundary and take your chances with a 7-yard hoop.
See, for me, I would reckon a nice little stop shot, so I'm not on the boundary, but yellow is, because I wouldn't have to hit hard because, you know, the boundary's right there.
Trouble with that is red plays in.
Yeah.
I don't know what black does, but yellow most likely smashes blue to the north boundary.
True.
So getting off the lawn, it sort of guarantees you a shot at the hoop.
Yep.
Oh, that's nicely
and
played.
Yep, she's in the jaws of the hoop.
However, we haven't seen a lot of 7-yard hoops run.
No, actually, now that you mention it, all through the tournament, I actually haven't come across anyone that's had to do a 7-yard hoop.
I've had a couple. I've blocked myself once, and I have missing my 6-yard hoop by inches, and then getting the next one.
Yeah, like I've had, you know, opponents who have gone down to the next hoop and ran it.
Yeah.
But I haven't had anyone purposely from the boundary try and run that hoop.
Haven't been a lot. I suspect from what Gabrielle was saying that Pauline may have done so.
Yeah, exactly.
So I had the coin toss to either have potentially games this round against Pauline or against Rachel.
Oh, yeah.
And I was thinking, you know, have I maybe lost the toss getting in the same quarter as Rachel? But yeah, having talked to Gabs, he might have done okay.
Might have been not too bad to, you know, play Rachel, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Rachel's a really, really good player, and Pauline's playing very well, so, you know, you just take on who's in front of you.
Okay, it looks like Jane won that first game.
Yep. You've not been doing your job, Ashley.
Well, I thought I was, but who knows?
Looks like you might have run out of battery then anyway. I know, we're back.
We're back. I don't know.
Right, so anyway, Noha needs to clear this because I know that Soha can jump. If you can clear her, she'll just go to halfway.
Exactly, and from that distance you're pretty much guaranteed a jump shot unless you're completely crooked.
Yeah.
Or you have a big look up and try and scoop the ball.
Oh, I don't know, you can still hit the wire from here. Or the crossbar I hit a couple of times yesterday. But yeah, she's 5-3 down. This is absolutely massive if she can get this hoop.
Oh yeah. Because if she can get this hoop, she is then, as long as she runs it nicely, can set up straight away for the next hoop.
Yeah, can set up to run it or at least just be in control of it. Lovely central clearance. That is going to be yellow playing to halfway.
Yep.
There'll be Noha getting to 5-4 down and favourite for hoop 10 as well.
Yeah. I don't know, it looks like Soha might be going for it, so maybe blue is not in the jaws as much as what we thought.
Yeah, we can see a wee gap between the ball and the jaws there, so yeah, maybe she can actually see enough of it.
Maybe.
With her power, she can clear this to the boundary.
Oh, yes. And she has got it.
Nearly stayed in jaws too.
I know, nearly ran that home.
Just sort of spun out. So this is going to be the last game on this lawn tonight, I think. So this is the end of the streaming will be this match. Because there's no plate games going on, so we won't get the treat.
No bowl games.
No bowl games, sorry. We won't get the treat of Ashley versus Judith, unfortunately.
Oh, such a shame. Such a shame I won't be on lawn 1 with everyone watching. Not only that, is I doubt I'll be on lawn 1 tomorrow either because they'll be wanting to put one of the quarterfinals on.
Yeah, I don't think you'll be there tomorrow morning, although yeah, he does need to work out what he's doing with his rotations with the quarters, semis and final in terms of keeping people on neutral lawns. Yeah.
That will be very interesting, so who knows, maybe he might decide that it would be better to put my game on lawn 1 and then, you know...
Optimist.
And then, I don't know if I want to. I get distracted enough when I think people are watching me, let alone everyone watching me.
When they are actually watching?
Yeah.
Yeah, an audience of 200 is an interesting thought.
Oh yeah, well...
So you can see there, Soha absolutely smashed blue off the lawn. So that was the case of making sure you get yourself off the lawn as well as your opponent, so you can't be cleared to the great distances.
Exactly.
Because, you know, even if you do a mid-pace clearance, when you hit it right in the middle, sometimes your ball just stops and it's not always what you're wanting.
Exactly. Oh, yeah, I did get a note saying blue wasn't in the jaws.
Blue was not in the jaws, sorry. That'll explain a lot.
That would explain a heck of a lot.
Still, it was a very good clearance and a very, very good return shot from Soha. She was really unlucky. It must have been spinning like crazy because we saw it pause in the jaws.
Yeah.
And then it just kind of dragged itself around.
Exactly, but sometimes getting the correct spin on actually helps you because you can convince the ball that it actually wants to go through that hoop.
Yeah, I've seen a couple where people have just hit the middle of the wire, it's bounced back, and it's just been spinning so much, it's gone, go on, have the hoop.
Yeah, exactly.
Usually followed by an apology from the striker who knows they've played a fairly average shot.
And it's just worked, yeah. Mum and I were having a practice game at Roehampton, and many a hoop I hit the wire and it bounced back and just went through.
Yeah, when the ground's a bit sort of softer or sandier, it often happens like that.
Yeah.
And yeah, Roehampton's a great example of where that will happen, especially with the hoops that they've got there, the new Ultra hoops.
Oh yeah, it was actually quite interesting playing there because Mum and I were dreading if these lawns were going to be as fast as the Roehampton lawn, because both Mum and I unfortunately don't do well on super fast lawns because we then have to stymie our swing to make sure we're not going too far with positional play, which then means we don't roquet and don't run hoops so well.
Oh, absolutely. You become really proddy on a fast lawn.
You do, yes.
Yeah, they got the launch to about 14 seconds for the AC World Champ, so I was disappointed not to get to play at Roehampton. At Hurlingham it was an absolute treat.
Yeah.
Nice clearance from Soha, leaves the return, but it's a very, very long return. This puts Soha in a very strong position.
Exactly, and as far as she can get her is the boundary, so she's still got a nice roquet on the way back in.
Yeah, there's very little you can do to stop yellow clearing blue if yellow does get hit itself.
Yeah, exactly. So did you end up playing at Roehampton?
No, not at all. I did. I played before the Worlds. Tim Russell very generously invited us there and played a bit of golf croquet with him.
Nice.
But yeah, I didn't get to play on the super, super fast lawns. I would have loved that.
Yeah, because we were quite lucky. We had Mum knows Judith from the New Zealand Croquet Council. I can't think of her last name now. Sorry, Judith. But anyway, she booked us a lawn and took us to Roehampton. So while she was playing her match, we were on lawn 4, which was so nice. It's sort of away from all the other lawns.
Beautiful. It's in a walled garden, really, isn't it?
It is, and you got garden every side and stuff, and it was lovely. And we had a few people who lived in the apartment building behind it who obviously saw us playing and was wondering what the heck we were up to, and came down and had a quick nosy.
So 5-all behind us in game 1 of Perry versus Marham. And Perry was in control, and Marham had missed a clearance at hoop 11, but now Marham's much more in control.
Yep. Exactly.
Oh wow.
And Noha has just made a lovely roquet.
Did you see the path of that ball? It ran the hoop to hit yellow.
Oh, did it? Nope, I didn't see that. Maybe I'm going to have to go back and watch,
I'm very, very confident that was missing. Ran the hoop and pretty much centre balled yellow. That's a stunning shot. I hope they're able to show you a replay of that on the stream.
Fingers crossed, it's
You can see so hard going, oh goodness.
Ref, they want
the hammer. So Soha, from having been a foot and a half in front of the hoop, is now going to try one of those hoop runs. She's going to have to move her ball forward at least a couple of feet.
Yeah, exactly.
And this is the bit where it's awkward. She has to move it on an angle because she has to move it in the direction she wants to hit her ball.
Otherwise it's unfair, yes.
Yep. So she has to move it miles to get away from that fence, and I hope she's still got the confidence after earlier to move it far enough forward.
Fingers crossed.
The thing that was interesting with Noha, I thought, is Noha doesn't actually cast, so she sort of has one swing to be ready, so she's not as aware of where the back end of her mallet is.
Yeah. I've actually been watching Noha when she lines up, and she does do a couple of swings, but when she's doing her swings, she's actually not seeing whether her ball's lined up. She's actually looking at her swing to see whether it's straight almost, and then she has a quick look up to make sure that she's still lined up straight, and then hits. Oh, lovely hoop.
Beautiful hoop. So we have seen a boundary hoop run now.
We have. We were just saying that we haven't seen many of them. Now we have. Now, Noha, I think, might be smack bang behind that hoop, so she's going to have to come out wide a little bit.
She is coming out the side, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I quite like watching Soha's swing when she's lining things up. She's casts quite a bit, and her feet move around quite a lot, and they move together and move apart and move together. And then you'll notice with the last swing, she'll put her feet together, raise her mallet like she's doing now, put the mallet down and move those feet apart. But before that, when she's getting herself set, before she's comfortable, she'll often move her feet out and in and out and in.
And again,
Nice position.
Might have something to do with like the psychology of I need to do this to make sure that I am straight, or you know.
Am I straight? Am I balanced? Is everything ready?
Exactly.
Am I mentally ready? Am I ready to play this shot?
Exactly. Because it's I don't know if you watch tennis, but it's like Rafael Nadal. He tends to bounce his ball a certain number of times before he goes and does the serve. So it's all that sort of...
Lots of players will do that. There'll be different things that they'll do. I'll generally adjust my glasses.
Yeah.
You know, maybe move some hair out of the way.
I will generally try and get my shoulders to move, so that I know that they're loosened up.
That's a good thing to do, yeah. Get everything ready, and especially you don't want to be tightening up. You do tighten up during a game.
Oh, you do. Sometimes that's why I like being down 5-1, because you're just like, oh well, I've pretty much lost this game, so I'm just going to loosen up and play. And all of a sudden you're hitting and you're running the hoops that you shouldn't be.
Oh, we can see Soha's feeling the stress of this match. She is a great champion though.
You've got a few people cheering you on, Soha. Oh, and that was a lovely roquet.
So Soha's leading in the decider, 6-4.
Yep.
I think Noha will take this hoop on.
You mean 6-3?
6-3, sorry, 6-3. Goodness, thank you.
Yep.
So yeah, I think that Noha will take this hoop on if she gets a chance to. I think Soha does need to have a crack at clearing. Although if you have a crack at clearing, then black can stop yellow away.
Yeah, I think it also depends on whether that yellow is in enough of a blocking position.
Here's another blocking ball.
Yep.
This is really good because it is going to force Noha to take on the long hoop, and she might have got...
Well, no, she might have given her a lovely alleyway to follow.
Yeah, I don't think it's blocking anything. Noha has to take the hoop on.
Noha has to. She's got no choice in this matter.
It's a pretty runnable hoop, but when it's to stay in the championship...
It's a bit of a stressful hoop too.
Yes.
Oh, and these guys are still battling this hoop out.
Well, they're still on 11, are they?
Yeah, and it looks like Jamie's going to go and do a nice jump shot in that game. Oh, she got up, but I think she might have been slightly too high and maybe a bit crooked. Stop laughing at me, Jenny.
So that was unfortunate for Noha. It was very unfortunate for the commentary team. That one half of the commentary team's now got hiccups.
Which is why Jenny's laughing at me.
So yeah, that was Jamie trying to run hoop 3 to go 3-0 up. Jamie is 2-0 up in the second game down. Just stop breathing, Ashley, you'll be fine.
No promises. Miriam has just made people win. Lovely hope.
Sorry to anyone I deafened applauding there. Really, really good friends walking off the lawn together.
Oh yes, arm in arm.
So I commiserating with their opponent. They're lovely ladies.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, Soha wins the decider 7-3. So I think that's probably going to be us off air. I guess we'll get some instructions from Alison soon. That's the last match for on this lawn, so a quick wrap up just in case we go soon.
Yep, so on the game behind us with Perry and Miriam. Miriam's up 6-5 with a go at the hoop right now.
We'll go at the hoop to take the match actually.
Yet to take the match. So
Perry must have been wired from that because she just played yellow in from around about corner 4 rather than having a shot
Yeah.
to leave Miriam the shot for the
mind
for the
you,
match.
she is very good at positional play though. So maybe she thought she could get in front of it. Okay.
So big shot for Miriam. She's got about a 4-footer to take this match.
Yep. And she failed. Well, I have a funny feeling we may be all done, Jenny.
Right, well thanks very much Ashley, it was really good fun.
It was lots of fun.
Good luck against Judith tomorrow.
May need it. As I said, last time I played her, I got her an optimal time.
Okay, thanks everyone. We'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning, 9:30 again.
Yes. Fun and games. And good luck on your match tomorrow.
Thank you.
Well, that really is it, everybody. Thank you so much for listening and watching today. It's been great to have all of you with us. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for your patience. And we cannot wait to bring you more croquet tomorrow. We'll be back again first thing in the morning, 9:30, for day 2 of the knockouts. See you soon.